Hey, what's going on, yo? My live button has been doing pretty cool lately, but on this day, I just want to say something to the peoples a little bit. You see, I keep hearing, I keep hearing, brothers and things, and, they keep sounding off the word Jesus, and they always, when they say Jesus, they talk about the Son, Shemesh. You see, they talk about the Son, you see, and then you have those that say the Son isn't a star. You see all these other type things, you see, and you see what I'm saying? I mean, listen. A star is a word. I mean, it's just a word, you see. It's just a word, you see. And it has the meaning to it, you see. The meaning is already, the definition of that is how they place the letters together. You see, how they place the letters together inside of that body, you see. You have one mind, and then you have a particular time frame, you see, that it'll be birth. And then you'll see that it was birthed inside of darkness. You see, it was birthed inside of darkness. You see, that's why you have that S, and then you have a T-A-R right there. You see, that's tar, the color of tar. You see what I'm saying? That black, whatever it is, that dark hue, the dark color, that black tar, tar, you see. So you have that 1 and that 9, you see, that's a S. So you have that 1 and that 9. So that S was pushed inside of that darkness, you see, and then it lit up. That's the only reason why we call it a star, you see. If you reverse the word, it'll say rats. You see, it'll say rats. It's a whole lot of rats up there in darkness, shining, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You see, people be sounding intelligent, and they be talking about, they be having this great diction, and they be regurgitating off of things that they didn't read in these books and hooks and all these other type things. You see what I'm saying? You see, you see, and the answer to what they're trying, and the answer to what they're looking for, it don't congest you. It's right there it's right there. It's right there in front of the people. It's right there in front of the people. You see, it's right there, you know what I'm saying? Or in front of those who understand the language, the symbols and the numbers, or the characters and the numbers. You understand me? You see, I'm just, listen. Only thing I'm trying to say when it comes to just this Jesus thing, you see, the only thing I'm trying to say is, when I hear people talk about Jesus is the Son, you see, well, let me give you an example. I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago. I went down to this little forum that they had here in Louisville. But anyway, and it was a cool little thing, little get together, you see. And I'm just like, shit, I'm bored. I might as well just go on down there, since I was handed a flyer. You see, it felt pretty good though. It felt pretty good just to listen to the brothers talk and things, you see. Now, mind you, I didn't take it upon myself to try to overshadow these brothers, because I can hear the things that they're saying, and I know where they're getting this information from. You see, I didn't want to do that. But when they start explaining to the majority of the people down there, probably, I think, were Christians. I don't know. Or used to be Christians, and now they're looking for some type of higher consciousness, you see. And so when I heard them talk, You see, when I heard them talk, um, they was talking about one of the main things that really made me, I raised my hand. One of the main reasons why I raised my hand is the brother started saying how he started attaching it to the resurrection of Jesus, you see. And he started talking about how the sun rotates, you see, and how the sun moves, you see, and how it creates this numeral that we call 8, you see, that first day, you see, after the 7th day of rest, you see, that 8th, you see, what is the 8th planet? But anyway, listen, when he did that, I raised my hand to him, you know, and I asked him, why, I said, why do you associate that word and that sound with something that you really don't know what it is, but you just know, it exists, but you don't know what it is. You see, you know it exists, and you only know from those who have the power to actually study it, you see. And those who are in power is keeping a lot of it to yourself. And those that look like you and I, who had the understanding of that great being up there, you see, they destroyed it from that region, and then they became, they flourished inside of the region, you know, so you and I couldn't get back there. You see, they had to hide it, the true information from that big being up there. You see, what I'm trying to share with you is when they talk about Jesus rising, you know, I guess it's, what is it called? The solstice or the equinox, whatever they call that shit. You see? You see, whatever they call it, you know, see, whatever words they use to describe, you see, the particular seasons, you see, and it rises on this day, and then they start associating it with December 25th and all this other type of shit, you know, December 25th, you know, they start associating it with that. You see what I'm saying? And so you listen to them talk. You see, you listen to them talk, and you're like, okay, that's cute and all. That's cute and all, but one, here's the difference. Here's the difference. You have, when they talk about Jesus, they don't talk about the nutrients and the radio waves and all these other type things that comes from that being out there up in the sky. Have you ever heard them talk about that? Radio waves and frequencies and all the other type things that's coming from that power? Vitamin D, how it gives you nutrients and things. Have you ever heard them say that? What are they, listen to when they talk about the sun and then Jesus, listen to what they're saying. They're not saying anything that will help your body, or that will help your internal, or that will help your visions, or that will help your insight. You see, they don't never talk about that. They talk about all other type things that's irrelevant. You see, so what I'm saying to you is, when they talk about Jesus, they will literally say the word Jesus, or they'll rewrite it. You see, they'll rewrite it to fit the sound of how it's written, or how it is. But in this day and time, it's spelled Jesus, and its power, you can see it in the people, good and bad. You can see that power from that word, not from what you read in your book, not from what you didn't study, but not from a grave site, you know what I'm saying, that you can't find, not from some statue that's not breathing. You see, I'm talking about the word, period. And the manifestation on their belief in the word, in the body, and what is written about that body. You see, they have a word called Jesus, Jesus. You see, then they have words, you see, that will help you to understand a body, a human body, a living, breathing human body. You see, so they'll start talking about the characteristics that you go through every day, good and bad. You see, how many things in this world have you then died in so something else in your life can live? You see, how did you resurrect from your bullshit? How did you resurrect from the wilderness? Did you call on Jesus or did you call on yourself? You see, that should have had Jesus in you, or should have had that whatever they describe Jesus to be. You should have already had it in you so you can hear yourself talk, or so you can hear yourself pleading with yourself so you can get the hell up. You see, I'm just talking to you. I don't mean no harm. You see, I just don't understand when they talk about these bodies. You see, because what they're doing, they're putting the shield over your conscious reality. You see, I don't go, listen, it really don't matter. It really don't matter what you call yourself, however it may be. But I can tell you something. Inside of that word, Jesus, inside of that word, there's a track. And it goes all the way to 9992. You see? 99992. That's how far it goes. And it coils like this. You see, it coils. It's like a little ball. You know, but when you stretch it out, it coils. I call it a plate. I allowed you to see it a couple of times, but it's not, you know, it's too simple for the higher minds out here. They like the paperwork, but they don't like the underground. They don't like the darkness. You see, they don't like the underground and they don't like the darkness. So therefore, anything that person like myself come to do, they'll reject it. You see, they'll reject it. You see. You know, I have a person keep telling me that Jesus didn't exist, and I keep telling them, prove to me that it don't exist. And the first thing that they do is go in the past or go in the book. And I keep telling them, why are you going in the past? Why are you going inside of a book? How come you can't stay here and figure out if Jesus is alive or not? Why you can't do that? Why? Why you can't do that? How come you would hold your knowledge, hold your wisdom, hold the technology that we have out here? You don't mean it. You mean to tell me you can't pinpoint where Jesus is at in this day and time? You can't pinpoint Jesus. I'm talking about that word. You see, you can't see it. You see, how many Christians do we have? How many people bow down to Jesus? How many people had Jesus inside of their gut? How many people talk to Jesus with all this water inside of them? How many men planted their seed inside of the earth? A woman, you see what I'm saying? And she had that word Jesus and the instructions of who he was, however it may be, inside of her. Do you think that baby wouldn't come out with all that information in it? You see? You don't think so? This is called manifestation. And through that track, see, listen, it don't matter who had the Jesus from the late 1400s, 1500s. It don't matter who had that word. You see? You had different personalities, different characters, different cultures, you see, who live different. You see, some of them, you know, they live a little bit different, but they had Jesus in them. They had what they believe in Jesus. So their children's children, children's children, children's 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 children that's here today. You see, you're going to see this Jesus everywhere. And one day you might see you might see one singular unit that's going to attach to everything that you read about that one being. Not his death or his pain or the things that he went through under a Roman government and the Pharisees and the Sadducees and his own people. No, you're going to see the resurrection of all the things that he went through and his get back. You see, and his get back. There is no peace when it comes to birthing something here in this country. And they had the audacity and the nerve to bring that whole body here with them for power. But that same power that you say don't exist or that you say is the Son, he's gonna create itself in one single unit. You see, in plain sight, you see, and you won't know that it exists. You won't know it because the delusion got you. You see, the delusion have you. You see, you ain't gonna know anything about that body that they call Jesus. Only thing you're gonna know is what was written in the text. And you're gonna use your modern day education and intellect to try to decipher these codes. But when your brother comes down to tell you about that 15131, you see it's matched to the word seals, and inside the word seals is Anna and the word Jesus. You see, or Ano and the word Jesus. You understand what I'm saying? It is inside of that word seals. Now I know that you don't like the numbers. You don't say I don't know who you people are. You see. I'm just here to let you know how we used to do it back in the day to decipher Satan's kingdom. You see what I'm saying? Or to get up inside of this jugular. You see what I'm saying? And knock down all these created beings that was created by Hezekiah's children. You understand what I'm saying? It carries all this knowledge and shit, telling them their mama and their daddy and their grandparents, telling them everything they used to do, all this other type of shit, or how supreme they used to be. You see, breaking it down because somebody don't want to go and learn their original history. They don't want to fight for that blood that's in this land, right here, in this country, on this continent. You see. No one, only but a few. You see, I only know a few. I only know a powerful young lady. She's just beautiful. She just touched my heart. You see, and then you have another one, you know what I'm saying, that reminds me of my sister. You see, then you got a couple of brothers. You see, and then you got a couple of cats. You see, they hate my guts because they can't find me nowhere. You see, you see what I'm saying? You see, but they all talking about the bodies that's in this land. You see, I'm just saying to the peoples, when you talk about Jesus, talk about a body. Don't leave the body out. Because if you leave the body out, you're not talking about the same thing that this power used to conquer all continents.